Our call. Excited to have you guys here. I'm excited to do this yet again. What is this? 236. We've continued to do these. We're going to continue to do these. I quite enjoy bringing everybody together live and sharing insights, sharing the lessons, sharing the things I think are going to help propel you quickly and efficiently towards making more money, having a more rewarding life, and just honestly being a more powerful and more energetic and more successful man. That's really why we're here. The money's important, and that's a big part of why we're here. However, there are some other aspects of this that I try and drag into your guys' perspective to help you get the money quicker and easier, and also live a more powerful life as a result. Now, today we're going to be talking about the money. We're going to be talking about writing. We're talking about a specific approach to solving problems within your writing and your outreach so that you can get more results. But if you're really smart, and quite a few of you are, you're going to see that this type of approach that I'm going to share can be applied to any facet of your life to help you get success where you haven't had it yet. So a lot of you guys, when you're going through and you're reviewing your copy, you're writing your outreach, you kind of like follow the steps, right? You have these steps of what you need to do. So you're like, okay, I need to do that compliment or this or that. I need to include the free value. And you kind of have the steps of what you should do. And then when you review your copy and you review your outreach before you send it, right? You check it and you say, okay, how well did I do those things? Did I grab their attention? And you ask yourself, like, how well you executed your plan. That's kind of what reviewing your copy is like. Now, I'm curious, how many of you guys actually sit down and review your own copy in a detailed manner before you send it for your outreach? So if you're doing free values outreach or before you send your outreach, how many of you sit down and carefully analyze your stuff? I'm curious. That's not what I'm talking about today, or at least not exactly what I'm talking about, but I'm curious what you guys experience. So if that's you, put a 1 in the chat. I want to see. Mr. Smolinski's on it. Yeah, you guys actually reviewed it. Okay, excellent. Perfect. That's the first step. If that wasn't taken care of, then we would talk about that today instead of what I have to talk about. What I'm going to be giving you guys is a different way to approach reviewing your copy and approach reviewing your outreach to actually start getting more replies, right? If you're not actually reviewing your stuff carefully, you're taking a break, coming back, reading it out loud, all that stuff, you need to. But what I'm going to give you guys is an additional 2 questions you can ask yourself when you are reviewing your copy so that you can OODA loop better. Now, a lot of you guys ask yourself, how well did I do this? How well did I do that? How well did I execute on my recipe for outreach? That's important. But there's another side to it. That's like the positive side. How well did I do, right? The other side is, if I was the other person, what reasons would I have for not replying to this? That's the powerful question, right? You need to ask yourself, look at your copy, look at your outreach, say, okay, if I was the reader or the prospect, why wouldn't I respond positively to this? What things here would cause me to not respond positively? What things aren't here that I need to see if I was to respond? Why wouldn't I reply? Because most of you guys, like, you're sitting in your outreach and you're not getting replies. And you're trying to figure out how to do something better, when in reality you should also be like, well, why is it failing? What am I doing wrong, or what would they need to see so that they would actually reply? What are they not seeing here? You need to approach it from the negative perspective. Every so often, shifting your perspective like that while keeping a nice, happy, positive outlook on life if you shift your perspective to the negative and focus on the problems and the reasons why they wouldn't reply, it's going to highlight new things that you weren't looking for before if you're just looking at it from a positive standpoint of how well did I do, right? Because that's assuming you're doing well. If you ask yourself, if I was the prospect or I was the reader, why wouldn't I reply? Or why wouldn't I click this link? Or whatever, right? You need to ask yourself that question, because when you do so, it's going to give you the actual answers. You'll say, you know what? There's something wrong. I hadn't thought about this before, but they think I'm just some stranger from the internet. They have no idea of my past proof or success or whatever. I need to give them a little more context. And that might be one of the answers you get. And I'm not saying it is. That's just a hypothetical example here. But you need to approach it from the negative perspective. So the first question, why aren't they responding the way I would like them to? If I was them, why would I read this and say, yeah, I'm not going to respond? What reasons are those? Once you've identified those reasons, your next question is, how do I fix those reasons? What can I do to counteract or remove those reasons for why they wouldn't respond? Now, this is simple. This is dead simple, right? And most big perspective shifts really are, if you think about it, right? Most things that actually can change the game are really just a simple tweak. A change in perspective, one extra question you ask yourself. But these questions you ask yourself can make the difference between success or failure, right? Asking yourself, why isn't it working? Why wouldn't they choose to respond? And what can I do to fix it? Is one of the most powerful questions you need to ask yourself when you're designing any process, your outreach, your copy, from from what you're doing with your outreach to the actual copy you're writing for your clients. Do the same thing. Okay, if I send this out to their list, I'm some guy on their list, why wouldn't I click on this link? Or hey, let's say this is the sales page and I send it to their audience, and I'm the guy in their audience, why wouldn't I buy this? And identify those reasons and then fix them with your copy. If you look at things only from the positive, let's say, and never from the negative, and kind of confront those cold hard facts, you'll be one-sided at best. It's like a man with one eye. Sure, you can make it through the world, but a guy with two eyes is going to kick your butt, right? So think about that. As you guys do your outreach today, as you do your copy today, ask yourself, genuinely, if I was the prospect and I got this email, what reasons would I have for not responding? And then fix those reasons. That's really it. That's what you have to do. So guys, simple shift. Go out and apply it. I appreciate you guys attending today. Use this lesson. It's going to help you massively improve your outreach. I'm tempted to put this in its own section. It's definitely I'm going to find a way to weasel this lesson into the second step updates that I'm doing. So guys, it's been good. Let's use this. Go out, find this, use this to become more successful in any endeavor you're approaching in life. Let's go out, let's win, let's get it, let's conquer. I'll talk to you guys again tomorrow.